So moving right along, the next thing we're going to look at is what is the effect of the changes in the different costs. So first we're going to look at fixed cost. And this is really something that's, I'm going to show you the next slide. It's really something you should just kind of keep handy because this is the important thing to know. For fixed cost only, what we do know is that when it increases, when fixed cost increase, it increases my break-even point. Just write that down. When fixed cost decreases, it decreases my break-even point. So here's a little chart for you if you want to remember that. If fixed cost goes up, then break-even goes up. If fixed costs go down, then break-even goes down. And so let me show you a little slideshow on that here, on the next slide here. So we're trying to figure out if we want to do add a budget to add an additional 100,000 for advertising. And here's the information I already have. Here's currently what we're doing. Here's my selling price. Here's my unit selling price. I'm sorry, my variable cost, my contribution margin, and my fixed cost. If we change, we're going to add $100,000 to my fixed cost. So let's take a look at it. So if we calculated it as it is, here's what it is right now. My break even in sales units is 30,000 units. But if I want to add a $100,000 expense to my fixed cost, I'm going to need to make 35,000 units. So you can see how valuable this information is when you're trying to figure out how many units should you make, how much money do you want to make, what's it going to cost you. Okay, so this was fixed costs. And the next thing we'll look at is variable cost. We're going to look at what changes, what is the effect of the change in unit variable cost. So here are the two things you need to know. Increases in variable costs increase the break-even point. Decreases in variable costs decrease the break-even point. So here it is right here. If variable costs go up, then break-even goes up. So this is just like my fixed costs, if you remember that. Let me show you an example of this effect of change. Okay, Park Company is looking at a proposal to pay an additional 2% commission on sales to its salespeople as an incentive. So here's my current information. So right now, 250 is my selling price, 145 is my variable cost. By the way, 145 is considered, my commission is in there, my unit CM, my fixed cost. So if I change it and add 2% commission, so I'm going to take 2% of the 250 and add it to the 145. So now I'm going to be at 150. So now my unit CM actually goes down $5 and my fixed costs stay the same. So here's what my break-even point is before I do this. I have to make 8,000 units. If I want to pay my people an extra 2% and increase my variable cost, then I have to make 8,400 units. So this is just a how do things change when variable costs change? Very important information here, guys. Okay, we're not done. We got a few more to go look at. Next, we're going to look at the effective changes in unit selling price. Here are the 2 points that you're going to note down. Increases in unit selling price decrease my break-even point. And if I decrease my selling price, I increase my break-even point. So my little chart looks like this. Okay? If selling price goes up, break-even goes down. If selling price goes down, break-even goes up. So it's the opposite direction. So let's take a little example here. And so a Graham company is thinking about doing a proposal where the selling price is going to change from 50 to 60. So I'm actually going to raise my prices, which is very rare. Yes, no. Variable cost stays the same. Unit contribution margin will change, but fixed costs stay the same. Always the first thing you do is you measure where it is before the change. So before the change, I have to produce 30,000 units to break even. Remember, that's to make nothing. But if I make the change and raise my price, I now have to make 20,000 units. So anything over this 20,000 units is now profit, pure profit. And here's just a little summary of what we just talked about. This concludes video number 5, which is the effects of changes based upon things changing.